r/AskReddit, laws don't have anything to do with morals. What law is a clear example of this? Terrific examples. Plenty of laws are created and then enforced by immoral people. Blue laws that enforce closures of certain businesses on Sundays are remnants of a time when law was more about enforcing religious norms than about moral or ethical necessity. Those still exist in Missouri on car. Alcohol was that way up until the 90s, at least in grocery stores. Neither law made sense since we can just cross state lines into Kansas and buy it. Ticket scalping laws, while meant to protect consumers, often end up benefiting large corporations over individuals, raising ethical concerns. I've been saying that for years. All of the tickets should be in name of the buyer. All of them. Concerts, movies, operas, shows, every friggin' event that's ticketed, it should be named. In my state you can get a DUI for being drunk in your wheelchair. That's terrible. I'm sorry, what the fuck? In some countries, blasphemy laws are used to suppress free speech rather than protect any clear moral or ethical standard. Blasphemy laws only exist to suppress free speech. Newspaper court column told of a tag agent who had embezzled over $100,000 from the state. She was ordered to pay most of it back, no jail time or probation. Next case was a guy who had shoplifted a $40 pair of boots from a department store, sentenced to 5 years. Jaywalking laws often seem more about traffic flow than any moral wrongdoing, especially when crossing safely with no cars around. They were specifically invented to put the cause of an accident on the victim so they could sell cars. At one time, being a jay was a slur. Jaywalking is such a hilariously American thing. Imagine making it illegal to walk across the road. Ticketing people for feeding the homeless. The most ridiculous thing there is. Basically a law saying you can't help people. Speed limits in areas where they seem arbitrarily low often feel more revenue-driven than about safety, a questionable moral basis. Especially when they abruptly reduce the speed limit with minimal or no signage in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. The Midwest and South is fucking notorious about this, one gas station having ass towns with fully funded police departments taking in 10x the revenue of everything else in the municipality combined. Drug paraphernalia laws that target users instead of addressing the root causes of addiction often do not align with a harm reduction or moral approach. Intellectual property laws that keep drug prices high, limiting access to essential medicines, raise moral questions about profit over life. It's only a crime if you're poor, everyone knows that. Drive on the right/left side of the road. It's not a moral decision, we just need to pick a side. The death penalty is seen by many as morally wrong, yet it's legally sanctioned as the ultimate punishment. And yet whenever certain topics are discussed on here, you get people saying those places that abolished it are wrong and it should be brought back. Laws that prohibit euthanasia often force people to suffer against their will, which can be seen as a moral failure. Hospitals who charge for car parking. Tear gas is banned in war, but it can be used on civilians. Laws against assisted suicide where individuals wish to end their suffering challenge complex moral and ethical boundaries. The idea that life is sacred and that the state shouldn't facilitate ending lives has a lot to do with morality, though even if it's a moral stance we disagree with. Laws that disproportionately criminalize poverty, such as those penalizing loitering, often have little to do with morality. The criminalization of homelessness in some areas, where sleeping in public can lead to arrest, prioritizes appearance over empathy. In some places, if you sleep in your car while drunk, you can get charged with a DUI. They claim it as intent to drive even in situations where it's clear the person wasn't. The good news is it doesn't always hold up in court, but damn, that is ridiculous to have to go through. Age of consent laws vary significantly by country, reflecting differing moral standards rather than a universal ethical principle. Against the law to give a person standing in line to vote on a hot day water in Atlanta, Georgia. Tell that to Long Balls Larry. In some places, laws restrict marriage to opposite-sex couples, which many argue is a moral oversight that discriminates against LGBTQ+ individuals. Conversely, the majority of US states and many countries around the world allow child marriage. So too, consenting adults can't wed, but children, who cannot consent, can be forced to. In some US states, if someone breaks into your house and gets injured, they can sue you. This isn't actually true. Or rather, they can sue you, you can sue people for any reason, but they'll lose. The actual issue, which is a real thing, is where someone trespasses on your property and gets injured and sues you. For instance, some kid from your neighborhood opens up the gate to your backyard and goes swimming in your pool while you are on vacation and drowns, and their parents sue you for creating an attractive nuisance that killed their kid. Link. In Quebec, Canada, up to fairly recently, if not still, It is legal to hit a child with an open hand, with a force reasonable and proportional to the child's age, and not to the head. Hitting with objects is forbidden. Your own children, I assume? Or can I go around smacking kids that annoy me? /J. Red light cameras increase the rate of accidents at intersections. If you ever need to sleep in a car after drinking, put your car keys somewhere safe outside of the car, gas door, on a tire. This removes the intent to drive. Could be useful if the cop tries to charge you. Any reasoning why? The death penalty for being gay. Women being arrested for showing their hair. Laws that allow child marriage. Any law that permitted slavery. Laws that limit or ban the teaching of certain historical views or scientific theories can be more about controlling thought than promoting any moral or societal good. The gay/trans panic defense, legal in some US states including Texas. Basically, a man can claim self-defense for killing another man because he thought the other guy was going to rape him. Laws that targets prostitutes, that are forced. They are victims, not criminals. Laws against marijuana in many places seem disconnected from morality, given its similar effects to L. Wasn't like slavery legal? Isn't like Guantanamo legal? Jim Crow laws. Isn't there some places where it's illegal to give food to the homeless? I remember reading a case in Texas where they couldn't find a jury to sit for the trial on this because every potential juror said they wouldn't convict during voir dire. Asset forfeiture laws that allow seizure of property suspected involved in a crime before any conviction is made, raise moral questions about property rights and justice. I mean, slavery was legal in the US. In Germany, the Holocaust was legal. Laws have literally nothing to do with morals.
Hey guys, it's Reddit Glitch. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. I just wanted to ask you guys to hit the subscribe button because according to my statistics, 98.8% of my viewers are not subscribed, which I think you should subscribe because it's free and we're going to have a lot more bangers in the future, so subscribe. Again, thanks for watching. Bye.